Hello, our dear viewers. Welcome to Teachers TV, Uganda. And today we are again back with our program, The Foundation, whereby we are still looking at the education we need versus the education we want. And last time we had the topic or a question: what is the main objective of education? And we thank you very much for all the views that you have been sending in via our various platforms. Today, let us give our opinion about what is the main objective of education. We believe, you might have your belief, we also have our belief, but in most cases it is from misunderstanding that leads to understanding. For us, we greatly believe that the main objective of education, it should be mainly to inform and transform. It should mainly be to inform and transform. The main purpose of education should be to change lives. And what do I mean? It might sound a big thing, but it isn't big. Currently, if you look at it, the main objective of education, we basically center it on performance. And at the end of the day, we deviate from the realities. But what does it mean to inform and transform? Basically, it simply means that there are loads, or we have a number of societal challenges and issues that through education you can get informed on how to make the right decisions. And at the end of the day, after learning how you can make the right decisions, you can become transformed. Last time we looked at something briefly, but today let us look at it. Look at today. We have very many educated people than the past generations. It simply means that all aspects of life would even be better. But why do we die earlier than the earlier generations? Yet we are more educated than them. Look at the nature of the buildings we build today. Gone are the days whereby you could find a building which could last for 30 and 50 years. But today look at the nature of the buildings. So yes, there's modernity, but is it helping us to inform and transform the nation? Or is it helping us to inform and transform lives? So that should be the main objective of education. Look in the aspect of marriages. We have so many marriages, good marriages. But you find that in most cases, the education is not helping us to address that issue. Why are we having so many broken families? So many single mothers, so many single fathers than before? So is it modernity? Is it a new era that in the new era we should go with the wind or the waves? So if education is not helping us to address such salient areas, it simply means that it isn't the education which is having an issue. It is us, the drivers or the implementers or the policy drafters, to see ways on how we can make it more palatable so that it can inform and transform us. Then you can also look at currently, yes, the nature of living, the poverty. Education which doesn't give us solutions on how to fight poverty strategically leads us to blaming and fighting each other. At the end of the day, you find that so many of us are fighting each other simply because we don't know who our enemy is. We don't know that your competitor is not your enemy. I'm not your enemy, you are not my enemy. But our enemy, mainly like in Uganda or Africa, is poverty. So those are some of the salient things that should be addressed in the education. And that's why education, in a nutshell, should enable us to reason like the earlier philosophers did. The main purpose of education was to enable them reason, the deep reasoning, to find solutions to societal challenges. So the education should not end at just excitement, but at giving us those solutions, societal solutions to our challenges. I believe that at least you have learned something from this segment. And briefly, we are going for a short break. When we return, we're returning with our next segment on a different topic. At Teachers in Need, we believe that reading is the mother of all subjects, and all teachers should be supported to acquire basic reading implementation skills. With that,
all our learners can love the reading and other subjects can become very simplified. So join us to promote the cause.
Hello, welcome from the short break. You are still watching The Foundation on Teachers TV, UG or Uganda. Thank you very much for your time and sparing your data at least to keep learning and sharing. And we kindly request you to inform a friend about this program and about this TV, simply because we strongly believe that it is one area, a one-stop center that will transform your life for the better. Now today we are going, in our next segment, we are looking at one area, and basically we are looking at the area of reading. Because that's where most people tell us, that's where most teachers and parents would like us to help them with. And mainly that is a challenge that we have in the nation. Our challenge is mainly in reading. You find that so many teachers would like to help the learners, but we don't know how. So many learners would like to be helped by the teachers, but they also don't know how to approach the teachers. And also the parents would like to support the learners at home, but they don't know how to support their children. So with this next segment, we are going to be always handling techniques and skills on how to teach reading. And today, before looking at anything like a sound or syllable, how they read the word, anything, at least we are going to look at one thing: the foundation or the genesis of reading. And at least with that, you are going to look at one area. If at least you want to be a good person or a good teacher or a good parent who can enable your learners or your children love how to read, you should do one thing. As an individual, you should have the passion and the love for reading. If you don't, it simply means that they also won't have it. Let me share with you my life experience. I'm a person who repeated classes thrice. I repeated primary thrice, and in the lower classes, simply because I didn't know how to read. And that was in 1998. Again, I repeated, simply because I didn't know how to read. So there are so many children, there are so many students, brilliant ones, who have dropped out of school simply because they don't know how to read. And at the end of the day, we might not have anyone to blame, but we should all take the blame simply because we have not done enough. You find that the biggest percentage of people who fail in any level, at any level, okay, let us start with the primary level. The biggest percentage of people who fail at primary level, you find that their major challenge is reading. And those ones who can read, their other major challenge is spelling or the cramming. So the moment a child gets a poor foundation in reading, it simply means that they struggle a lot in life. And that's why then our program is called The Foundation, Attending the University of Reality. And we appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Never fail to do so weekly on our Teachers TV Uganda. So today, as I said, we are going to look at one thing in reading. In reading, the major foundation that we should all look at, firstly, is for a person to know or to learn how to teach the reading or to incorporate reading in their respective subjects, they should be having the passion. They should be having the passion. And in most cases, passion is the oil that drives any engine. In everything, be it at your place of work, in your career, at school, at home, it's all about passion. So if a person is not passionate about reading, they can never incorporate it in their respective subjects. And reading is one subject that we have to teach from nursery to P7, and at times go beyond to even high school. Reading. Now in high school and pre-7, we might not teach it as a subject per se, but we can incorporate it in our respective subjects. There's a saying that if you want to hide any good thing from an African, Put it in a book or in writing. There you would have taken out a lot from us. So, how do you expect a child who would like to read better if we the ones whom they should emulate, we don't have that skill and the passion? It simply means that we are just enforcing it on them, but it is not in them. So something should be developed out of passion. As a parent, ask yourself a simple question. How many hours or minutes do you read for your child at home? How many hours? How many minutes? At school as a teacher, apart from reading the notes. How often do you dive deep into the reading itself? And then also in the communities, do we have enough libraries? Do we have enough programs that promote the reading? So there are some things, or the fundamental things, that are the bottlenecks or the hurdles that are preventing us from reaching where I want to reach. And the moment we work on them, we shall be very far. And the biggest bottleneck in education, it is mainly reading. You find that that is a challenge to most teachers. You find that so many of us as the teachers, like the ones that taught me, they greatly wanted me to pass, but they didn't have the skill on how to support me learn their reading. And there are so many children who are struggling like that. Up to now, the inquiries are still thousands and in thousands. So it is a responsibility whereby before we majorly focus on the outcome, we should first embrace and appreciate the process. And what is the process? The process is starting with the passion that will enable us learn new things. After learning them, we incorporate them in our respective subjects. So with it, we shall be taking you through our program or our approach, which is called RICA. And this RICA stands for Reading. It's an acronym of Reading Implementation Campus Approach. Reading Implementation Campus Approach. With this, we simply believe that every teacher should be a teacher of reading, or should become a teacher of reading. We should all learn how to incorporate reading in our respective classes. The way how we incorporate, like in math. In math, in baby class, they will study this. Then they say count and write or count and match. Then when they want them to learn the concept of 1, in P1 things will change. They will bring 1 plus 1. Now when they reach in P5, again it changes. They bring it maybe in words. 1 plus 1. So meaning they are developing the same content, but gradually. Be it reading. Reading also develops gradually. It doesn't mean that the way how it is taught or it should be taught in baby or nursery section is the way how it should be taught in primary. No, there are approaches. And through the RICA, the Reading Implementation Campus approach, that was started by Teachers in Need, you are going to learn so many ways on how you can become a very good teacher of reading. As a parent, as a school, and as a nation, reading should be our household asset, whereby the way how you find in each home, there are alphabets, we know the letters, but we shouldn't only just know the sounds, but we should know the approaches on how to use each sound, the reading techniques, and also the principles that govern the reading. So we kindly encourage you to always follow our television, Teachers TV UG, it's an online television, and our Facebook page of Teachers in Need.